Hello and welcome to Diary of a Common Man. My name is Salim Lalani. This is the third video of the mini series 150 Ways of Giving to Agakhan. Although I have said that since we started with 150. Now with the participation of my viewers and their contribution into giving me more information, that 150 different ways have increased to nearly 300. So yes, it is unbelievable, but today what we are going to do is to account for those 300 different ways of giving to Agakhan. Now, last week we spoke about 17 different rituals which attract money in the Jamaat Khana. Today what we are going to do is to talk about 17 different majalises or the meetings, religious meetings, where people will repeat these 17 rituals that we spoke about. So if you were to multiply 17 by 17, you will get around 289 different ways of giving to Agakhan. There are 289 different ways where murids give. But in the Jamaat Khana, we talk about Agakhan giving, not receiving. Isn't that strange? But today, let's talk about these 17 majalises where they will repeat 17 rituals. Okay, majalises are divided into few categories. The broad category is that one is a fee-paying majalis and another is a non-feeing majalis. Now, when I say non-feeing majalis, do I mean to say you just rock up and you don't pay anything during the majalis? Not at all. What I mean by non-fee paying majalis is that you do not pay to enter the majalis. Once you enter the majalis, then you pay for those 17 different rituals that we spoke about. Yeah. So we'll start with the non-fee paying majalises. The first one is the Chandra majalis. You don't pay anything to enter, but it is the majalis which attracts the most revenue for Agakhan. From the revenue point of view, this is a gold mine because it is on this day that people have been trained to bring their dason, 12.5% of their income. Now, what is this majlis? Chandrat means night of the moon, the new moon. And in Islam, it carries a lot of significance. A spiritual significance is attached to it. Now, Sultan Muhammad Shah commenced or initiated this majalis for spiritual purposes. At least that's what he said. And he also said that he wants his spiritual children to benefit from the greatness of this night. And he doesn't want any of his murids to die a sinner. That is the purpose of this meeting. But you might have guessed the real purpose was to organize the Jamaat, organize the revenue system, streamline it, and keep an account for it. In those days, there was an entry fee to get into Chandra, but apart from that, the 12.5%, the son, had to be paid on that day. So there was a register of members who participated in the Majalis, and that was the real reason why this Majalis was started. Then comes Mirage. Mirage is the day on which it is believed that the Prophet ascended to the sky and had a meeting with God Himself. It is a very significant day in Islamic circles, in Islamic Ummah, but it is not celebrated with as much fervor as the birthday of Agakhan. Apart from that, we have the next majlis as Yawm Ali, the birthday of Maula Ali. Again, it is not a significant majalis for Ismailis. In the similar way, we have Shab Barat, and we also have Laylatul Qadr, the night on which the Quran was revealed. Then we have Sataro. Sataro means 7 days. For 7 continuous days, a special meeting for the majalis is conducted. Now, what is the significance of praying together for 7 continuous days? It is believed that if the congregation should get together in the times of difficulty, extreme difficulty, say somebody is very ill and about to die and they don't want him to die, say there is a national calamity, say there is a natural calamity, say you're a farmer and there's no rain, calamities like that, extreme difficulties like that, there is a special majalis for 7 days. The difficulties for which you seek a resolution on a daily basis, the mushkil asan tasbeehs and all that you do, that doesn't work for extreme difficulties. So Ismaili system has come up with a 7-day majalis. It is intense, and it is so intense that Agakhan, the Mawla, the God, has to remove that calamity. If the rain is not coming, the rain will come. If the person is dying, the person will not die. If there is a war in the country, the war will finish the day the Sataro finishes. It is that powerful. Yeah? So that is the significance of Mushkil Asan Sataro. But hang on, there is another one that we have designed. Obviously, the purpose of an Ismaili is to see the Noor of Agakhan, the spiritual side of Agakhan. What you see on a Didar is his physical self. But the real meaning of a murid's life is to see the spiritual side of Agakhan. And the way you do that is you basically come in the morning every day and meditate. You become a member of a majalis, which we are going to talk about in a minute. It is called Baitul Khayal. You meditate for 1 hour in the morning, and you will eventually one day see the Noor, the light of Agakhan, the spiritual side of Agakhan. But many people that I have spoken to, have said to me that they have difficulty seeing the Noor of Agakhan. In fact, I have not seen one person who has said to me that he has seen the Noor of Agakhan. But people openly say that they were not able to see the Noor of Agakhan. So, considering this difficulty, this is a difficulty, and it is not a normal difficulty, it is an extreme difficulty. If the person should not be able to see Aga Khan's Noor, what is the point of taking birth? So, the benevolent Aga Khan has designed a Sataro, 7-day meditation, 7-day Majalis, when all the people who are seeking to see the Noor of Aga Khan will congregate and they will supplicate and they will pray to Aga Khan that please show us your spiritual side. Please bless us with your spiritual aspect. And when that Sataro is conducted for 7 days in the morning, the meeting, once you have paid for those 17 rituals for 7 continuous days, guess what? On the 8th day, the Noor of Aga Khan descends from the skies. And everybody have become spiritual because they have been touched by Aga Khan's Noor. From here on, they will never do anything wrong. From here on, they will become sparkling clean. They will become Buddhas because they are enlightened. And they will never ever come again in the Jamaat Khana to seek forgiveness of their sins on the 8th day onwards. But I was surprised when I saw them again the following year. And I saw them the next day seeking forgiveness of their sins. And I saw them for years upon years upon years, attending the Sataro, wanting to see the Noor, coming back, wanting to see the Noor, coming back, wanting to see the Noor, coming back, wanting to see the Noor, and one day they die. They never got to see Aga Khan's Noor. They never had their difficulties resolved. One thing that happened, money exchanged hands, not for one majalis, but for the rest of their lives. Anyway, that is the significance of Sataro. Now we are going to talk about 3 majalises which are celebrated with greater fervor than Muslims celebrate Eid, the 2 Eids. And the first one of those majalis is Saligra Mubarak. Saligra, as you know, is the birthday of Aga Khan. It is celebrated as a major event. On that day, people wear really nice clothes, bring nice food for Nandi in Jamaat Khana. They spend a lot of money on different rituals and on Awal Sufro, and everybody basically enjoys the occasion. Sometimes the community organizes an entertainment program as well. And dinner is served. Then you have Imamat Day. We also call it Takht Nashini Din. On that day, Hazar Imam, the Aga Khan, took over as the Imam, as the 49th Imam of Shia Imami faith. Shia Imami Ismaili faith. Shia Imami Nizari Ismaili faith. Yeah. So That day is celebrated just like Saligram Mubarak, and then we have Nowroz Mubarak, the new year that Iranians, the Persians celebrate. Why? Because Agakhan has Persian blood flowing through him. He may claim as much as he wants that he is a descendant of the Prophet and Ali, who were Arabs. He may claim as much as he wants that he has Arab blood flowing through his veins. But the reality is that he belongs to the lineage of Persians. And today, his blood is not even Persian. It is a mix of different cultures. Mix of Persia, mix of India, mix of Italy. His father was a product of a mixed blood, and so is Agakhan. His mother, Agakhan's mother, was a British, and as I said, his father had a mixed blood. So, leave alone the Arabian blood. It is now not even the Persian blood. That is basically the non-fee paying majalises. Now we come to fee paying majalises. Actually, there's one more that I almost forgot. That will make it 10 majalises. The 10th one is student majalis. Student majalis, young children from the religious school are groomed to become the leaders, and the whole Jamaat participates in that meeting called student majalis, and basically they conduct the majalis as if the normal Mukhi Sahib is conducting that majalis. So it is basically a grooming majalis. Anyway, now we come to the fee-paying majalis. The fee-paying majalis is also divided in two parts. One is a low fee-paying majalis and one is a higher majalis. Now, higher majalis means it is spiritually charged according to its hierarchy. So, let's first talk about lower fee paying majalis. You only have to pay small amount to enter. So the first one is Baitul Khayal. As we have already discussed, Baitul Khayal is a majalis where you basically come in the morning and you meditate for 1 hour in the hope that you will see Agakhan's Noor. We have already discussed that. Then we have another majalis which is called Panch Bar Sal. This is a service majalis where you are supposed to pay money instead of serving the Imam of the time. Yeah, that is personally serving the Imam of the time. Yeah, so it is made very convenient for you. You don't have to lift a finger. All you do is pay money. The money will basically be considered as the service to the Imam. The next one is Panje Benu. Now, Panje Benu is, you might have guessed, is a ladies only majalis, just like the student majalis. Yeah. So in this majalis, the gents are not allowed. Yeah. I'm hearing that there's another majalis called My Daughter. If anybody's heard about it, please let me know. I've never heard about it, but one of my followers has texted me. So that's yet another majalis. Now these are ordinary low fee paying majalis. Now we come to high fee paying majalis because there is a reason for that. Anything that Agakhan does has a reason behind it, a spiritual reason. First one, in the hierarchy. Now there is a hierarchy here because see the hierarchy, the way it works is that Just like a ladder, it has 4 steps. So imagine it has 4 steps. The lowest ring is basically life dedication majalis. Now, what is life dedication majalis? The purpose, one of the purpose according to the Ginans, is purpose of the Muri's life, that is that we have come here, we have taken birth to serve the Imam of the time. Now, Imam lives in Europe, people live all over the world. How are they going to serve the Imam? So, Imam is so considerate, so thoughtful, so benevolent that he basically allows you to pay money instead of serving him, just like Panch Bar Sal. Yeah, but this time in Panch Bar Sal, you might have served him for 5 years or you might have served him for 10 years. But guess what? In life dedication majalis, you serve him for the whole life. You get enough blessings as if you have served the Imam of the time for the whole life. Now just imagine this. Yes, the fees are higher than Panch Bar Sal. But just understand this. Get this through your head. If you have served the Imam for the rest of your life or the whole life, guess what? When you die, what's going to happen to your soul? You will enter heaven. That is the significance of serving the Imam for the rest of your life. And all you have to do is to pay an entry fee, which is in thousands, and then pay for those 17 rituals that I spoke about. That's it. But what is surprising is Agakhan came up with another alternative. He started what is called a Fidai Majlis. What is a Fidai? What is the meaning of Fidai? My younger listeners may struggle with the meaning of it. Fidai is a person, in Persian that is, who is willing to die for someone or something or for a cause. That is called a Fidai. In Ismaili terms, Fidai is a person who is willing to die for the Imam of the time. In other words, Fidai is a soldier. Imam has done farmans on this, that a Fidai member is my soldier. Because in the past, the Imam had an army. And Fidais used to go and fight on behalf of the Imam. By the way, Imam didn't go to the war like the Prophet did. Okay, Imam never went to the war except for Mullah Ali, Mullah Hussein, and a couple of those Imams. But after that, the Imams did not go to war. It was always the Fidais who went to war. Anyway, so Agakhan says that, look, those Murids got the opportunity to die for the Imam. Why should not my Murids be given that opportunity to die for the Imam? But he made it even more simpler for you. He said, no, you don't have to die. Don't worry about dying. Because if you die, then who's going to pay me for the rest of your life? All those rituals that I've created. So don't die, whatever you do. I'm going to make it even simpler for you. You just pay the money. Hire more money than life dedication, but think. think for a minute. If you die for the Imam, heaven? Okay, that is the significance of Fidai. Now you might say to me that, Salim, the Murid had already entered heaven when he had served the Imam for the rest of his life in the life dedication. So why do we need to die for the Imam? The reason for that is, you must understand this. Sometimes the life dedication doesn't work. The money is not good enough. You understand? But don't tell anyone this. Okay? It's only between you and me. Yeah. Okay. So then we have the third one. So now, first you dedicated your life. Now you have come to physically dying for the Imam, which he saved you from. Yeah. Now you should have definitely gone to heaven by now, but hang on. There is another majalis, a higher majalis than Fidai. This one is called Nurani. Nur means light of Allah. And that is why we call Agakhan Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al-Husaini Hazir. Nur. Allah is Nur. Allah is the only Nur. But Agakhan is also Nur. Remember, he is God. So, because he has Nur, he is Nurani. And similarly, his family is also Nurani. That's why we call it Nurani family. Because Agakhan's Nur basically is also transferred to the members of his family. So they are Nurani as well. Now that we understand the meaning of Nurani, the question is, how can a Murid be Nurani? How can the Murid become the family of the Imam? It's another matter that every child is supposed to be a spiritual child of Agakhan. But forget that. We don't want to basically conflict different issues here. Okay, as the leaders would say. No, that is separate. Spiritual child was separate. Now you have to become a member of the family. Being a spiritual child is not a member of the family. There is a way you have to pay money to become a member of the family, a Nurani member of the family. Yeah. So what do? You basically come to Jamaat Khana and become a member of Nurani Majalis. The fee, understandably, is higher than Fidai. But think for a minute. If, God forbid, like Fidai, like life dedication didn't work sometimes, what guarantee Fidai will work? In case, Mawla is so considerate, he has protected you from all sides. In case life dedication doesn't work, in case Fidai doesn't work, you have to have a safety net. And Nurani is that safety net. Because once you become a member of the Imam's family himself, what can stop you from entering heaven? You tell me. Can anything stop you from there? Is it possible? If you understood that much, then you would go and become a member of Nurani if you are already not one. That is the significance of Nurani Majalis. Now we come to one more Majalis. In case Nurani doesn't work, This is the ultimate protection for you, ultimate safety net for you. In case live dedication doesn't work, Fidai doesn't work, Nurani doesn't work, 1/4 will definitely work. 1/4. 25% of your income. That's all. That's all you have to give to Agakhan in return for guaranteed heaven. Guaranteed. In this world and the next. Only 25%. This Majalis, if you have not entered, I would strongly suggest that you go to Jamaat Khana today, enroll in the Majalis, because this offer is only for a limited time. It may disappear any minute once the present Imam disappears. He is already making preparations to transcend to the skies. Once he goes, you will be very sorry. Take this offer whilst he is alive. Because once he goes, then even if your Mukhi Sahib allows you to enter the 1/4 Majalis, nobody is going to be there accountable in case 1/4 doesn't work either. Because Agakhan will have gone by that time. So these are the 17 majalises that we spoke about. 17 majalises multiplied by 17 rituals is 289, but we are not finished yet. Next week, we will talk about more. And this time, we will go to Agakhan Development Network. Until then, look after yourself. If you have liked this video, please like, subscribe, share, and please do not forget to press the bell icon. I'll see you next week. Take care.